And welcome back to the McCarthy Athletic Center in Spokane, Washington. Gonzaga, Portland. And the start of the West Coast Conference schedule for both of these two teams. Greg Heister and Craig Elo, we are courtside about ready to tip it off. And Greg, I think we hear it all the time. The Achilles heel of Gonzaga is defending the three. And in rolls Portland as good as it gets when it comes to shooting the three. As we take a look at Eric Revenue, who made his money at Stanford back in the late 80s playing on the post. But that's a whole other story. Here's our starting lineups. Waterford, Stoll, Knutson, Mitrovic, and Sikma, the starters for Portland. Goodson, Grace, Sacre, Harris, and Matisse Keita.
Keita?
Yes, we're throwing Keita in there now for Gonzaga. Matisse earning the starting position after the injury to Modest Merninghoff, and he's been starting now since then, but Merninghoff is back in the lineup when we will see him before the end of the day.
Yeah, he was nursing an ankle, and that opened the door for Matisse Keita to come in and show his versatility.
Harris right away. The three-point shot from the top is good. 3-zip.
You know, that is a design play, Greg, to get Elias Harris. If he catches the ball in the trailer situation on the top and the defender's back off of him, he'll let go with the shot.
And there's the answer at the other end. And guess by who? Number 33, Nemanja Mitrovic.
Mitrovic, yeah, he's shooting 54% from the three-point land, and he's got the green light anytime he feels like he can shoot it.
That's his 47th make from behind the arc. Sacre kick out, Keita into the corner. Goodson doesn't shoot it often. Keita just traveled.
Yep. Kramer Knutson comes over, takes away his initial. He's got to stop and pop right there. Keita's got to do what you've been taught. Instead, he tried to get away, and the only way he could get away was take the suitcase with him.
And here's Sikma at the high post. Mitrovic with it. Driving with the left hand. He may have gotten away with a step. Rebounded by Knutson. He and Harris battle. Now a whistle and a foul called on number 20, Elias Harris, our first of the game.
Knutson gets the missed opportunity or the missed layup and gets Portland another opportunity, but brought the ball down. And when he brought it down, Elias Harris sticks his hands in there and goes for it. Almost draws a jump ball, but they decide it's a foul instead.
Here's Stoll driving over Keita. Missed the shot. Keita with the rebound. Near side of Goodson. Now it's Harris posting up on Sikma with the ball, but that pass took him out kind of deep. Got it to Gray. Knocked away inside by Knutson. Mitrovic picking it up for Portland. The Pilots with their first opportunity to take the lead. It's Waterford working the edge, and now he'll take it out on top.
I like the wordplay. Waterford working the edge of water.
Thank you. Oh, look out, Craig. Boy, that almost hit you in the grill again.
I tell you, we've had more opportunities to catch out errant passes this year than any time.
Eric Revenue now in his 5th season with Portland and just doing a fantastic job there for the Pilots. This was supposed to be, or at least perceived to be, a rebuilding year for Portland. I mean, they lost the likes of T.J. Campbell, Nick Rivio, Ito, and Smelders as well on the post. And, and lo and behold, they're 12-3, and this team is going to figure in that championship run in the West Coast Conference.
I think so. I think the schedule that they played, their 3 losses are to teams that are pretty darn good, but they have built some confidence.
There's Sikma's that great ability to offensive rebound, getting his team another shot at it. Little high-low game maybe. Nope, Knutson to Mitrovic, and now Sacre fronting the post, taking it away.
Yeah, just a bad angle. Mitrovic has got to take the ball down one more dribble to get the ball into the post.
Harris, offensive foul. That's number 2 on Harris. Elias just drops his head. He doesn't like the call. He's going to go out of the game. And Kelly Olynyk will replace the German. What do you think, Craig?
That's a tough one down there when they battle like that. Knutson had a little bit of position, but that's been one that I would have just had a no call for. I don't know. It just did not look like it was a serious enough charge.
There's Goodson taking it away from Tim Douglas, who just checked in for Portland. Gonzaga now with 3 consecutive turnovers on possession. There's Sacre against Sigma. Sigma stopped. Sacre and now Gray. The jump shot is good, and Gonzaga leads by 2.
Yeah, well, Stevens got to create shots, and he's showed that he can do that, and that's the shot that is getting hit more in his comfort zone. Couple of dribbles, hard drive, get the defender on his heels, and then pull up.
And a foul called here on Dimitri Goodson. That's his first 3 team fouls now on Gonzaga, 2 on Harris, 1 on Goodson. And this is Jason Hannibal checking in for Portland, with Knutson going out.
Yeah, I was checking. He's one of my favorite names in the WCC, and I love saying Hannibal, but he only plays 6 minutes a game. So
I like the Jason part of it better.
Oh,
Jason Hannibal. Portland working it around. Now they go to Sigma. It'll help. Goodson had it. Mitrovic took it away. Shot clock at 15. Stoll driving left hand, left it. Hannibal, left hand shot, good off the glass. Portland ties it at 5.
Now see, that was no more of the contact, although Knutson fell on Harris's than Harris's second foul. So I like the way that they just let him play like that.
Stephen Gray, jump shot, elbow. GU back out on top. Douglas with the ball, a freshman out of Cerritos, California. Can really dial up the defense for the Pilots. This is Sigma. Spins to the middle, back to the baseline, back to Douglas now, and now we got a 3-second call.
Great defense by Robert Sacre. He's playing phenomenally on both ends of the floor for the Zags, and he is doing a wonderful job of staying on his feet.
Stephen Gray finding just a little bit of space, giving Gonzaga the 2-point lead. We'll be right back.
On FSN and FSN HD.
Well, a nice start at the McCarthy Athletic Center between Gonzaga and Portland. Time now to take a look at our Northern Quest Resort and Casino keys to the game. Craig?
Well, we'll start with ball pressure. They got to be aggressive on the floor all night long. Take them out of their comfort zone with ball pressure. Second, when ball screens, this team does a lot because they got shooters coming off these screens. Show hard and recover. Change the course of the play. And the last one, be physical. Hey, this is all you want to do right there is be physical.
And the hope is you do all those three things well. Portland's not going to get hot from behind the arc.
Exactly, and those all pertain to playing. You're playing the best team in the nation, number 1 in 3-point shooting. So yeah, if you be physical with them, ball pressure, and showing all screens, that'll cover the 3-point shooting.
Stephen Gray's first attempt from behind 3. Look at that rebound by Sacre, but he traveled. So says the officials. They are Tom Wood, Frank Harvey, and James Geron tonight in Spokane. Rob didn't agree with the call.
He got a little push by Hannibal. He was right there, but sometimes the officials see more than what the naked eye shows us.
I want to hear Hannibal say Clarice.
Wrong Hannibal. This guy does not look like a mean bone in his body.
Good guy. Here's Knutson. On Olenek. We got a whistle. Travel called on Knutson. I tell you what, these officials are really dialed into this game, aren't they?
They do not want this game to get out of control, and that already is the 4th turnover by the Pilots, and this is good because the ball pressure is creating where they're not in their comfort zone and creating turnovers.
There's Manny Arap on the floor for Gonzaga. So is David Stockton, number 11. Stockton looking for a crease. Portland in that zone defense, Craig.
Yeah, they're usually a man-to-man team, but I think they're going to challenge Gonzaga with the outside shooting and sink back in there and take the points in the paint away.
Arap creating some space. Olenek the rebound and the putback. Gonzaga with a 4-point lead. But you can also break down the zone by a little dribble penetration as well, right?
Yeah, and you got to hit the gaps, find those lanes where you at, and then the best part about it is with Olenek and Robert in there, offensive rebounds, it's a little bit easier to go after offensive boards against the zone because there's no one to really block you out. So if you can find a little crevice in there like Kelly did, you get yourself an extra point or an extra shot for your team.
Rogers, turnover. Portland now, I believe, with their fifth turnover of this game.
Yeah, and the offensive foul is a turnover, and that's exactly right. That's 5 turnovers in 7, almost 7 minutes. So they got to do a better job of taking care of the ball because if they're losing possessions and opportunities to score, Gonzaga will.
They're losing the game.
Yeah.
Rogers picking up his first personal foul. That's the first on Portland with 13:49 to play first half.
Yeah, remember last year the Pilots had a good guard in T.J. Campbell who handled the duties, and this is a younger group out there. Jared Stoll's usually a guy that came off the bench for the Pilots.
Olenek. Fake, dives to the middle, left hand, missed it. Tipped it back, won't go. A Rop with the rebound, knocked to the floor, foul called. That's what I like about this Gonzaga team, 0-10-0-11.
And
they really crash the boards well, Chris.
They do. They are a good, second, third, fourth opportunities for the Zags because of the effort that they put in on crashing the boards. And right now with Manny and Kelly in there, you got 2 guys that really go after the boards on the offensive side.
That foul called on Jared Stoll, who just fell down. Stockton lines up the 3 and missed it long. Stoll with the long rebound, and now in transition, he'll fire the 3. Boy, he doesn't miss many of those open threes in transition. Long pass, a rock, and he's fouled.
David Stockton doing a nice job again. This young man has become the fan favorite, and he helped his cause the other night hitting that long three-pointer here.
At half, yeah.
At half, and well deserving of being on the floor because of making plays like you just saw. He's got the ball in the outlet from the defensive rebound. Head up, looking down the court.
That foul called on Derek Rogers, his second, team's third. A Romp hits the first. Fans all season long stop by the Gonzaga display at participating Yokes Fresh Markets to pick up your Gonzaga game day supplies, perfect for watching the game. One lucky shopper each week will win tickets to see the Zags live. That's the Gonzaga game day supplies promotion only at Yokes Fresh Markets. A Romp converting both. And Gonzaga with a 6-point lead, the largest of the game. Tim Douglas handling the ball, threw it away. Tried to get it to Mitrovic, but missed him too high. I'm not sure Al Toon could have brought that one down. Maybe Harold Carmichael. Gonzaga on a 6-0 run with a timeout on the floor, 13:04 to play.
Yeah, Coach Eric over there is not going to give up on his team so quickly because he's wanting to take a 30-second timeout to get these guys under control. Waterford that time penetrates, leaves his feet, and makes an errant pass. He knows how many turnovers his team has. That was number 6 for him, and he's trying to straighten that out right now.
Yeah, Portland turning the ball over 6 times. They're shooting just 33%. Is that Gonzaga defense at work?
I think so. I think the whole mentality at shoot-around this morning was ball pressure, get up on, be physical with them, take away things to get them out of their comfort zone, because if you get them out of their comfort zone, that's what's going to happen. They're going to cause turnovers because this is a young team.
Gonzaga 4 of 9 from the floor. Portland off to a 2 of 6 start. But those 6 turnovers, Gonzaga with 4 turnovers.
Yeah, it's going both ways, but right now the ones that Portland has 6 turnovers and 8 possessions, and they only got 1 field goal out of all of that. So they got to really take care of the ball.
Sam Dower blocked from behind by Kramer Knutson. You can't talk enough about what Portland lost last year to graduation. Campbell, Rivio, both were all West Coast Conference performers. Taishi Ito, really good guard coming off the bench. He actually started a lot of games in his career. And Robin Smelders, a really good post player, now playing professionally in Germany. And Dower inside with the left hand. And here it is, Portland again. 12 and 3. I mean, their only losses to Kentucky, Washington State, and Washington, all ranked or soon to be ranked teams. I think Washington State may be ranked before the season's end.
Yeah, they played a kind of lax schedule other than those 3 that you talked about.
Sikma Knutson, the offensive rebound. And that ends the drought for Portland.
Yeah, they needed that, and that was off of a miss. So, the offense is still struggling, trying to get the sets run and score the basketball.
Dower with a double team. Can he finish into the corner to Arop? Got Mitrovic in the air. Manny kick out. Here's Gray, open three. Good!
I like what Manny does when he catches the basketball. He's got the shot fake going, get the defender off of his feet, and then finding the shooter on his penetration.
Stephen Gray with 7 points as David Stockton picks up his first personal foul at the other end. That's 14 fouls now on Gonzaga. Nice pump fake by Arop. Great vision here. And Stephen Gray. The open three from the wing. Gonzaga with the early lead. It's Arby's trivia question. Which of these important Gonzaga firsts took place on March 6th of 1995? Was it the first NC2A tourney berth, the first jersey retired in school history, first nationally broadcast home game, or the first official sellout of the kennel? Text your answer 1, 2, 3, or 4 to 27297. Standard text messaging rates will apply. If you're a Zag fan, that's a pretty easy one.
Well, I'm going to test your trivia here. I'm going to give you a question. How many home victories, WCC home victories, has Gonzaga won in a row so far? 22. You didn't know that. But 48 of the 49.
I know who last beat him here.
Who was that?
Santa Clara.
Oh, that's right. I was going to say St. Mary's.
Hannibal with the finish inside for Portland. Hannibal now with 4 points.
Yeah, so the Zags, what I was going to say, though, is when they take on the WCC, most teams that come in here have very little chance of beating Gonzaga on their home court.
Yeah, league games, Gonzaga's 41-1 on this floor. Sikma the rebound. This is Douglas in the open floor. Bounce pass, Hannibal. Lay in. What's the call? Offensive foul.
How about that?
Wow, David Stockton.
Okay, look at the size difference. How about Stockton staying in there? 6'10", 270 pounds coming down the middle. Stockton gets his feet set.
That's almost unfair, though, Chris. I mean, that's why, I guess, they got to get that thing instituted where they put the bubble under the basket, right? I mean, David, great play by Mr. Stockton and got the call, and bravo, but we're not supposed to be homers here. He was deep under that hoop.
Yeah, and Hannibal actually did make a good move, almost going to his left, taking away the contact from David, but David had enough guts to stand in there and take that charge from a 300-pound guy.
Oh, tremendous guts that kid has. Rob Zachary with a couple of moves there, earning the trip to the free throw line. Modest Merninghoff on the floor for the first time for Gonzaga. Missed the last couple with an ankle injury. And here's an 80% free throw shooter, a 7-footer shooting over 80% for Gonzaga. Live out your dream of playing for the Zags by attending the Gonzaga Fantasy Camp April 29th through May 1st of 2011. Walk in the footsteps of all the great Zags before you with this once-in-a-lifetime experience. Details and registration at gozags.com/fantasy. He's good at the line, Craig. Yeah, it's a weapon. When you've got a post player that can shoot free throws.
I totally agree because the offense will definitely go through him for a long period of time. They always like to go inside first, and if he's got some scoring ability, he can draw the foul. That's almost 2 points automatically.
Turnover number 8 for Portland.
Boy, this is just they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. Look at this. This is not a bad, hard pass. I mean, there's a little bit of pressure, but that's just, I mean, you got to pull the guy on that. And say, come on, Luke, you got to get
that's not a
little
tough
bit stronger.
Pass.
That's not a tough pass.
It was a bad pass. It just had to be.
Just step through the double team and make a pass to your teammate.
You got to execute a little better than that. Olenek off on the three. Sikma the rebound. This is Waterford. Mitrovic firing the three. Boy, I tell you, that kid is deadly from out there. 55% from three. He's hit 2 in this game with 10 minutes to play first half.
That was a transition catch and shoot through.
Arap is off on that shot. Sigma the rebound. Portland now trying to put together a couple of possessions. Mitrovic to the post to Hannibal. Olenek catching up, squaring up. Hannibal with the left hand, won't get the roll. Tipped around, grabbed by Sacre.
He just tiptoed up there to get that rebound that time.
Arap, another three. Manny wanting the slap on the hand.
I'm glad he shot that. He's missed a couple of them when they didn't look too good, but he doesn't want to get timid out there. He's got to keep shooting. He was wide open, and he's got to build that confidence.
Yeah, Arap shooting it well from behind the arc at 44%. Here's Stoll, speaking of shooting it well. Jared Stoll with his 49th three-point make of the season.
Yeah, those two combined now with 95 total makes leads the country in a backcourt tandem.
Goodson for three. That one's off the rim. Both teams settling now for the outside shot, Craig. Both teams with great post players. Both offenses begin on the inside and work to the outside, and both teams shooting it from behind the arc.
Well, I hope they can hear you, because we're not seeing any of that right now. I mean, the inside play is just totally out of the books. I'm sure both coaches want that ball to go inside before they start just firing up threes.
Waterford, who stole. Murninghoff there defensively. Stoll leans in, missed the shot, tipped around, and tipped back in by Sacre.
So the closest guy, when you do that, you come out and you raise your hand so the announcer or the scores table knows that I was the one that tipped it in. The closest guy to it for Portland will get credited.
It's back to a 4-point game in Spokane, and Craig GU has taken 3-pointers for their last 6 shots.
Yeah, that's just that's not
Gonzaga.
GU. Yeah, that's not what they want to do. And
I think people oftentimes perceive Gonzaga as being a 3-point shooting program. But if you go back to the days of Blake, Stepp, Violet, Turioff, that great run by those great players all started on the inside and work out, and Mark Few's been about that his whole career.
Yeah, and it was fun when I was talking with Coach Few at shoot-around today. He said these two guys, Stoll and Mitrovic, reminds him of that Blake, Stepp, and Dan Dickow team that he had. And the way they shoot the ball. But you're exactly right. They had the luxury of those Corey Violets and Ronnie Turioffs that took up the inside where the teams tried to collapse in the paint and really defend that. So it helps when you got a post player that can draw that kind of attention. Because if you're a good shooter, it'll open up the outside shooting for you.
That's why Derek Rivio was such a great 3-point shooter at Gonzaga. Because of the post players like J.P. Batista, feed the post, kick out to the open shooter.
Isn't that the truth? Yep.
So Gonzaga back on offense with their 4-point lead. Gray driving off the glass, a chance for 3.
Well, Steven is definitely feeling healthy again.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I think the first couple of games I watched him when he just got back, he was really stiff and just kind of not moving well.
7:56 to play first half. Gonzaga with a 6-point lead. A chance for 7 when we come back. The recipe that why we see the game that we see so far.
Yeah, the lead is definitely because of the turnovers by Portland. They cannot mishandle the basketball and expect to be, close in this ball game. Yeah, I think the turnovers it's easy to say. And then you look at some of the losses this season. The teams that they lost to are teams that took them out of their comfort zone, and that was something that they talked about at shoot-around today. Pressure them, take them out of their comfort zone, see if they'll turn the ball over.
Stephen Gray at the free throw line. And now into double figures with that free throw. 10 points, and Gonzaga's lead is at 7. Goodson on Rogers, and now Sigma dribbling around Sacre right to the rim. Great steal by Knutson, and Sigma scores for Portland.
Yeah, Knutson came over. He was supposed to flash, but the pressure by Robert out top, Luke, he's got to be aware that can put the ball on the floor, and when he did, he got by Robert.
Sigma now with 4 points. Here's Harris back into the game for GU with 2 personal fouls. Murninghoff in and out, back in. Modest, a 51% shooter from behind the arc. His first attempt and his first make of this game.
Yeah, I think Coach Few really wants Modest Murninghoff to hunt for shots, look for shots, because you are shooting so well. You've got to go hunt for him.
Harris, Sigma actually somehow got it to Knutson.
Yeah, usually you're too close. When they're like that, then the pass won't be made. But Robert's got great position.
Stephen Gray feeling it from behind the arc. He's got 13, leads all scorers.
Well, I think they missed an opportunity to get Robert the basketball. He had Knutson way up the lane, locked and sealed. But Stephen, like you said, is feeling it. Didn't hesitate.
And he's that kind of player, Craig, that scores points in bunches. As Stoll just fires a 3. That was really deep. Here's Goodson with Harris. Murninghoff, 3. Good! Reveno with a timeout for Portland.
You know, that was a well-planned break. You had your shooter going to the corner. You had Meach with the basketball, finding the shooter after the penetration and getting the basketball. Watch this. Just penetrate. Watch the defense all get in there, and Murninghoff's over there in the corner. He just made one from over there, so. And you've always said he likes the corners. So
he does love the corners. Gonzaga's on a 9-2 run. And Gonzaga now has made their last 4 or 5 shots from behind that arc. They're 6 of 12 for the game.
They are not, like you said, season-wise, shooting 3-pointers. I meant they're a pretty good shooting 3-point shooting team. 39% is a good team.
As we take a look at the best shooters by percentage in the West Coast Conference, Mitrovic for Portland, there's Murninghoff for Gonzaga, and Stoll at number 5.
Yeah, 3 of them in the top 5 are definitely right here in the building with us. Too much was going through Modest's head at that time. He was looking up ahead. Mitrovic was there. He didn't know if he could just take it up and slam it on him or he was going to have to make a move. I think everything was going on, and he misplayed the basketball, but it's still in Zag's possession.
Murninghoff, the freshman out of Germany. He's 3 of 3 from behind the arc. The turnover on that possession. Well, not a turnover, the lost opportunity. Here's Goodson. And that's the change that we've seen in Goodson's game over the last 4, 5, 6 games, Craig. It's the ability to hit some jump shots where teams are going to have to start being honest defensively against him.
Yeah, you want to keep him honest, and I think, the first part of the year, it was tough because defensive guys were just, 5-10 feet out of him.
Turnover number 10 for Portland, 3:28 to play first half. Gonzaga's lead is growing. It's at 16. Stephen Gray, 13 points for GU. The miss there, though. We'll be right back. In 1995, of course, their first NCAA tourney berth. The Zags earned their inaugural tournament win, berth with a victory over Portland in the WCC tournament back in March of '95.
And that's our good friend Brownie's team, right?
Jeff Brown?
Jeff Brown's team. They got the first banner up there. You're exactly right. It's always good to have the first banner.
It is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's always good to have a banner. But if you're going to have a banner, you might as well have the first banner, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but there's a lot of teams that just have, like, the Boston Celtics, but this is NBA, just world championships. They won't do their divisions or, Eastern Conference champions. They just do the one, world champions.
Try the new Junior Turkey Ranch Sandwich, now part of Arby's value menu. Only 220 calories. Feel good about eating great, only at Arby's. Murninghoff, great catch there. Gonzaga on a 13-3 run. Gray, Olynyk. Could have shot that ball. He's 8 feet from the rim. 7 feet tall. Gray takes a tough one.
Not only that, Robert did a nice job of locking and sealing Knutson again.
Douglas right to the rim. That shot blocked by Goodson. Gray. Offensive foul on Sacre. Sigma seemed to stop in mid-stride.
Both of them were running
when
down.
You're 7 feet and 260, it's hard to stop.
Can't put the brakes on, but it really had nothing to do with the play. That's, I don't know. I might have done that myself when I played, tried to draw fouls and, off the ball and kind of thing, but I mean, it's a smart play defensively, obviously, because if it works, you get possession of the ball. So that's exactly what happened on that one, where Sigma stopped right in front of Robert and knew that he couldn't put the brakes on and drew the charge on it.
That was the first turnover for Gonzaga in 25 possessions. Mitrovic, that shot is short. It wasn't from behind the three-point line, that's why. Dixon, Sacre, now Gray.
You got to recognize the mismatch
with Olenek, huh?
Yeah, but
Sacre somehow able to grab that basketball. Well, almost like it was on a string.
He's been missed 3 times when he's had his man locked and sealed. So that time he was not going to give up when Steven did make the pass to him of getting the basketball. And I like the perseverance in him because the Zags have missed him 3 times when he's had the guy locked and sealed, not going to him.
Rob hits the first. Visit VerizonInsider.com/Gonzaga for a chance to win tickets to the Gonzaga St. Mary's game on January 27th. Verizon Wireless is the official wireless partner of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. You know, for a team like Portland and a lot of the other teams in the West Coast Conference, I wonder if this Gonzaga domination, now better than a decade, it's got to have a psychological effect on you. I mean, Portland has lost 14 consecutive games to Gonzaga, 28 of 29. They come in with a 12-3 record. Man, this is our year. Gonzaga's 10-5, and lo and behold, you're down by 17 again.
There is some psyche to it. I totally agree with you. I think with the dominance that the Zags have had the last 10 years, 10 good years where they've handled, I think 3 losses is the most they've had in the conference over that period of time.
Hannibal now with 6 points. The first Portland field goal in better than 5 minutes. Their offense is really struggling here in Spokane. And Sacre going back to the free throw line. As Portland now with 18 fouls. Sacre with 3 points, 3 rebounds, and he's 3 of 4 from the line. That foul call on Hannibal, that's 2 on him.
Well, Zags hot there for a second with all those 3-pointers that they had with Merninghoff's 2, and I think Steven had 1 in there, and kind of stopped looking inside to the post, and now they've mixed it up again. Now they're going inside to Robert, and it's paying off because he's been to the free throw line 3 times now and made 5 of them. Or he's been to the line. He's 5 of 6.
Yeah, he's 5 of 6. He was there 3 times.
3 times.
You're right.
Oh, no, leave him.
Olenek left him, and he buries a 3. Back to 14. Waterford can shoot it from behind the arc at 46%. Remember, he's the best 3-point shooting team in America now at 44% for the entire team.
Yeah, 44%, and Waterford is a guy that gets left out. Now, they've done that. They finally got the ball to him. The shot that you, a couple possessions ago where you said Olenek was 8 feet from the basket, Robert had that same position that he had that time. Kelly missed him that time, or this time, Kelly saw him, got him the basketball, and now Robert will go to the line again.
Yeah, that foul called on Kramer Knutson, just his first. And 9 team fouls now on Portland. This is a strange stat. Brock Salzman handing me these stats all game, all season. No official field goal attempt yet for Rob Sacre.
No, because he's been fouled on all of his attempts. So he has not had the opportunity, and they messed him a couple of times where he could have probably gotten a field goal, but hey, that's all right. If you want to get points at the free throw line,
take them.
Take them.
Especially when you can shoot at 80%. Mike Hart checking in for Gonzaga for Olenek. Hart, a walk-on for GU, really earning his playing time with defense and the ability to offensive rebound. There's another turnover. Great steal into the bench. Goodson, lay-in.
He knocked our table almost
really
over.
did.
That had to hurt. He didn't get up and run back as quickly as I would like to see him, but.
Oh, Steven's kind of a casual guy.
I don't know. I think that hurt because he moved our table pretty a lot.
Actually, it hurt me. Portland playing for one. And a foul inside with 18 on the shot clock and 19 on the game clock.
Yeah, but the good thing, that was just team foul number 6.
Right.
So there's no shooting.
We got one to give here.
Yep.
Matisse Keita back in for Giroux. Goodson goes to the bench. So Mark Few sensing an opportunity to get another turnover here.
I think you put your defensive team in exactly right on this and go for the steal and then let them work a little bit of the clock out. And when they feel like they're getting ready to shoot it, foul them. No, because the next one there is shooting one on, so you can't do. There's not a foul to give now.
Shot clock is off. Portland to play for one. Blocked by Keita.
Got time.
He's got plenty of time. Murninghoff, desperation. Keita waited too long. It's an 18-point advantage for Gonzaga going to the locker room.
Nothing new.
Both teams shooting it well, Craig. It's Gonzaga has 5 more shot attempts, a few more rebounds. It's those 11 turnovers by Portland that's turned into 12 points for Gonzaga. Really the difference in the game. Much closer if they don't turn it over.
Well, that's all they talked about at shoot-around today was to make sure that there was lots of pressure because they felt like this team would crack if you got them out of their comfort zone. And sure enough, they have cracked enough to build that lead off of those turnovers.
What a lineup today on FSN. We'll be right back. We're at half in Spokane. Welcome back as we get ready to start the second half here in Spokane. Portland's got to get back in the game early, Craig. How do they do it?
Take care of the basketball.
Number one, right?
Number one. And then second is get a little more aggressive. See if you can get a little closer shots or take shots within the offense. It looked like the ones that they did make were the ones in transition. So I think they got to run some offensive sets where they actually look to be aggressive and try to make Gonzaga play some defense.
And what can Gonzaga do to play better?
They're doing a pretty nice job. I mean, 5 turnovers in the first half.
But 4 in the first 8 possessions and then 1 over the last 32.
I know. I mean, that's pretty darn. That's almost.
That's shoring it up.
That's shoring it up. That's almost flawless in those last 32 possessions. And all they can do now is continue. Don't get complacent. Don't get real reserve about being set on just running the offense. Go ahead and take some risky shots too in there.
Harris could not finish. So Portland with their first opportunity, trailing by 18. Here's the feed inside Knutson. Nice catch and finish. Notice they went inside, Craig.
Yeah, I think that's a good sign. They actually got a good possession and a good shot out of the offensive set.
Sacre to Goodson. Goodson driving, back to Rob. Jump shot, 17 feet, no good. Mitrovic. He'll shoot it from anywhere. As we saw in that first half. Sikma spin on Sacre. Blocked by Harris on the other side of the rim. And here's Harris. This Gonzaga team, Craig, obviously not as fluid as the teams in the past offensively as we've grown accustomed to watching. They seem better defensively and rebound. They do a lot of the little things really well. They just don't put up 80, 90 points a game.
Their defense, the last 6 games, holding teams below 40% shooting on the field goal. I mean, you talk about shoring up the defense. They did it in the last 6 games, and that's how you win ball games. You get the stops on the one end, and then offensively, I'm so used to seeing them shoot or get into so many sets and have different varieties and different hits off of the sets. This team plays a lot of like dribble penetration kind of things to see where it's at, and then I think that's why a lot of times the ball gets thrown to someone. You know, then it's up to you to make a move, and I think that's takes some fluency away from the Zags.
Sikma jump hook over Sacre. That last foul a moment ago on Matisse Keita. Our first foul of the half, his first foul of the game. Portland opening on a 4-0 run.
Yeah, the first 3 minutes are always crucial in both teams when they come out of halftime. You got a big lead. You want to maintain that by being aggressive on the offensive end.
Stephen Gray, free throw line jumper is off. Waterford with the rebound, and Portland now with an opportunity to trim that lead even more. Knutson on the post. Let's see if Stoll can get it to him. Stoll has taken 6 shots in this game for Portland, made just 1. He's got 3 points. Here's Mitrovic at the elbow, bounced to Knutson, knocked away, but Mitrovic picked it back up. 5 on the shot clock, taken away by Sacre. Goodson, can he finish? He'll shoot free throws.
And Meach has done a really good job all season long. They've wanted him to push the basketball, but everybody was saying, okay, his decision-making when he does push the basketball, he's going too fast, he gets too far under, but he's doing a really nice job over the course of this 6-game winning streak of finding shots, finishing at the rim when he has to, and making himself a good little point guard.
Luke Sikma just picked up his 3rd personal foul, Craig. That's the first against Portland this
him and let him go to work for him. Yeah.
Goodson 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Waterford was tied up. Knutson bailed him out for Portland. 15 on the shot clock. This is Waterford right to the rim off the glass. Back to 13.
Well, that's the way you do it. 3 possessions, and or actually 3 out of 4 possessions now they've scored.
Yeah, they opened the second half on a 6-1 run at this point. Keita trying to go to Harris. Harris blocked by Knutson, grabbed by Stoll. Skip pass. Mitrovic. And Portland back to 10 points.
Great start by the Pilots as coming out of the locker room, doing a nice job finding Mitrovic on the opposite side of the floor to catch and shoot. He was a good 2 feet behind the college line.
A 9-1 run to open this second half for Portland. They've trimmed an 18-point lead to 10. We'll be right back.
Hey, that's
Tell you what, Gonzaga cannot let their guard down, because if you got a guy like Mitrovic that can shoot like we just saw him shoot that last 3-pointer, catch and shoot out of transition, this can make it a closer ball game, and it already is a closer ball game.
Yeah, Nemanja Mitrovic now with 12 points and 4 of 7 shooting, but he's 4 of 4 from behind the arc. Gray shot rattles out. Hannibal with the rebound. And Waterford for Portland with a chance to get it back to single digits. Mitrovic watched by Merninghoff. Good defense by Modis. And Stoll driving around Gray. Scoop shot off the glass. It's an 8-point game.
Well, you got to get out and guard him, and that's what Steven did. He was out there, but when he stood up, Stoll went right around him and came up with a circus shot to finish.
There's Gray on the post. Knocked away by Knutson. Loose ball picked up by Harris. 15 on the shot clock. And Gonzaga now going back to work. Hannibal pops out. Lerninghoff from the wing, 3, short. Gonzaga now struggling offensively, Craig.
Yeah, they got to find a way, especially, I think, get Robert a touch on the offensive end because he hasn't touched the ball yet, and they've missed all their outside shots.
And Sacre picks up the personal foul. That'll be his second. Gonzaga has missed their last 7 shots. Stephen Gray has missed his last 5. That's cold if I've ever heard cold. 14:31 to play.
The only team that really...
That team is good.
Yeah, I mean, they got some shooters. McConnell is a kid that's just lighting it up down there, and he can do it from outside and inside. So
yeah, they beat Pepperdine 85-60. Mickey McConnell, 15 assists in that game. Sharing the ball.
Is that talking like Patty Mills kind of numbers down there for?
I think he's that kind of player.
Yeah.
Hannibal.
First free throws of the night for the Pilots.
He missed them both. Olenek the rebound for GU. Stockton on the floor now along with Olenek, Gray, Sacre, and Merninghoff. Hannibal, Knutson, Mitrovic, Waterford, and number 15, Derek Rogers back on the floor for Portland. Going on 6 minutes now without a field goal for Gonzaga. Gray traveled. Gonzaga now with 7 turnovers in this game.
Yeah, had a really nice first half on coming into the halftime, only 5 turnovers. Yeah, they got to do a better job. But see, this is the kind of offense that they've gone to because of the players that Coach Steve has now. It's a lot of throw it to him, see what he can do with it, and it's not working.
Stockton creates the turnover. Stephen Gray got the ball up the floor, and the foul called on Waterford.
But it's offense that the Zags run that they're very good at it when it works. But if the defense is able to, be a thorn in your side,
yep.
Then
and create turnovers.
It's a hard offense to run.
And now when you create turnovers, you're not relying on your half-court sets to score. You're scoring in transition, which can be easier for the right teams.
Yep. But right now, the Pilots playing with more energy.
They are. Stockton, open 3, corners. Foul is called on Modest Merninghoff.
Well, the point in all the games that you play is basketball is a game of runs, and now Portland has made their run in this first 7 minutes, and it's how you answer it. So right now, Gonzaga not playing with the energy that they had when they went in at halftime.
And Gonzaga without a field goal now, better than 7 minutes going back to the first half. They have 1 point here to start the second half. Mitrovic draws the foul on Merninghoff. That's 2 on Modest. That's 4 on Gonzaga with 13-12 to play second half.
Well, you got to guard a jump shooter. And the little ball fake Mitrovic did to Merninghoff was enough to get him off of his feet. And we all know that you're supposed to stay down until the shooter leaves his feet.
And Mitrovic has played big in the second half this year for Portland. He had 18 points against Utah in their come-from-behind win against the Utes. He's closing in on, he's got 50 makes from behind the arc now this season. He was second starting today coming into in the nation in three-point shooting percentage. And this kid is off to a tremendous start now in his junior year. He could not find playing time with Portland because of the great players in front of him for the Pilots. Now as a junior, the kid's flourishing. And it's a 6-point game in Spokane.
Well, the patience has paid off.
There's Mangisto Arap on the floor for GU, number 10. Stephen Gray. Here's Stockton underneath. There's the first field goal in better than 7 minutes for Gonzaga. Yeah, and the smallest guy on the floor gets it under the backboard.
Under the backboard, but he did a nice job of moving with Steven and rubbing his guy off of a little baseline screen.
Hannibal throws it away. Turnover number 14 for Portland.
Well, he's got to be pleased.
Sacre goes out for GU, replaced by Sandower. 7 minutes and 55 seconds. Gonzaga without a field goal before that last bucket by David Stockton. Almost 8 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, since the half started, the two free throws by Meach earlier on were the only ones. There's a bad pick by
Sandower
on a flare screen.
Dower picks up number 1. That's 5 team fouls now on Gonzaga, so 2 more, and Portland's into the bonus. So a much different story now as far as fouls go here in the second half. It's Gonzaga with 5, Portland with 2.
Well, I'm going to say this. Portland did not win 12 games in the non-conference without playing with confidence. And
right.
I think Gonzaga took that confidence away from them in the first half. And Coach Revenue reminded them in halftime, hey, you won 12 ball games. Go out there and act like it. And so far they've done that.
Well, they've gotten themselves right back into it. 18-point lead at the half, now down to 8. It was down to 6. And a shot clock at 22. Portland will be inbounding it. Nemanja Mitrovic dutied with the job of getting the ball in. Here's Knutson. Stoll. Stockton flashed out. Stoll stepped in, missed it.
You know, as good as shooter Stoll has been, he's had his struggles against the Bulldogs.
Olenek for 3. That one's long. And a foul called on Sandower, or is this on Knutson? I believe they give it to Kramer Knutson. His second, 11:51 to play in Spokane. Gonzaga to start the second half. Portland really playing well here in the first 8 minutes. They've trimmed it down to 8 points. Greg Heister and Craig Elo. And Craig, you do it for us every year. You pick kind of the preseason. Who do you think is going to win the awards kind of stuff? So what do you think of the West Coast Conference?
Well, you got guys like Keon Bell, who came in here last year and I think scored 34 in one
37,
half.
I believe.
37, yeah.
35.
And then, you got the marquee player that was on everybody's list, Elias Harris, who is probably a front runner still. Stephen Gray is the senior of the bunch that should have it, but my pick is right there. Number 43, the man that drinks milkshakes, just like his father, Luke Sigma.
As Gray missing it again.
Averaging a double-double.
He is averaging a double-double. So
his team is 12-3.
You're picking Luke Sigma to be the player of the year in the West Coast Conference.
Always ruffle the feathers early.
You're not going to go with Mr. McConnell with St. Mary's or Mr. Gray with Gonzaga. You're going with Luke Sigma.
Luke Sigma.
Stephen Gray on the post. Now 6 of 13 shooting. He's got 15 points.
But did you see the offense that they ran there? There was ball screens on the offside. Stephen moving without the basketball instead of just dribble. When the ball gets moved around, I think it's better offense.
And Gonzaga has gone cold from behind the arc. They had made 6 of 9 at one point. Since then, they're 0 for 5. And there you see Nemanja Mitrovic with a little mid-range game. This kid looks like a good player. Kind of a poor man's Peja Stojakovic, huh?
I like that. We were talking in break about that, coming up with that name, Peja Stojakovic. And, yeah, I mean, he's got all of the good stuff that you want your best three-point shooter to have. Be able to put the ball on the floor. You just saw him take a little mid-range jumper. You don't want to just be stuck with one-dimensional, given to you. You want to make sure that you do the other things, and he's shown me that he can put the ball on the floor and draw the fouls and get to the free throw line.
Sam Dower is 78% shooter from the line. About to take his first free throws of the game. As Portland picked up their 4th team foul. Mitrovic about the same size as Mr. Stojakovic. Maybe not as thick, maybe not as large, but listed at 6'5".
No, Peja was 6'10". You're thinking of Drazen Petrovic that was like 6'6".
Yes, right.
Okay, so he was a great player too.
Well, that's why he doesn't. Yeah. No, I think I was thinking of Peja. That's why
Peja's 6'10".
Okay, well, I guess that's why he doesn't look so big.
That's why
I'm not sure that comparison is good then.
Yeah, what he does is amazing because of his size. He was like able to set out there and knock down threes.
Oh, Douglas somehow able to pick that ball up and earn a trip all the way to the glass and lay in with the left hand.
Hey, did a nice job of getting the ball under control.
8-point lead for GU. Olynyk setting the screen. Stockton driving all the way to the glass as well. Back to 10.
David, I think once he gets that far, he knows that he's got to finish, and that was a great finish.
Sigma inside of Knudsen, who backed it out. And a reset for Portland. Knocked away by a rock. Possession arrow's going to favor. No, they're going to give it to Gonzaga, saying Manning got the timeout.
Yeah, that's the in vogue thing to do is when you're on the floor and you think you have possession. Now you lose a timeout because actually I believe the Zags used both of their 30 seconds in the first half.
But you gained the possession.
Yeah, but you got the possession. This is good. Watch. It's just lazy with the basketball.
Simple.
Manny got his hands active.
Nice job, Manny Arap.
But
16 turnovers now for Portland. They had made 7 of their last 9 field goals. It would have been Portland basketball if he was able to tie Manny up and get the thumbs up in the air.
Yep. And I think anytime that you can do it, you get possession.
Yep.
I mean, you don't want to give it up. And I think we all practice that. In the old days when I played, you could actually be running out of bounds and call timeout and get possession for you, but they've taken that away.
Well, Portland's off to one of their best starts in school history. It's the first time they had won 10 games prior to Christmas. Back in 79-80, they won 13 games. So they've been off to this caliber of start prior. But I tell you, there's a lot of energy down in Portland on this campus for this Pilot team, and there should be. They have some really nice players here.
Yeah, I think you got 2 good big posts. Hannibal is a guy that you can bring off the bench that gives them a 3-man rotation down there. You know, their bench is not a big productive on the point size, but they haven't hurt them in the second half when they've been out there.
Stephen Gray, this is an open 3. That one's long. Arap with the rebound. Tell you, Manny Arap is slowly developing into a really tough-minded player. He seems to rat that ball out a lot. Really digs it out.
When you said that, yep. He was lazy with the basketball and
almost turned it over. Well, he did turn it over.
Which paid him back for what he did to him on the other hand. Yeah, you got to be, when you have that basketball, if it's a lazy, like swinging it through, you got to rip it through, what they say. Just totally rip it through and be strong with the basketball.
Rob Sacre in for Sam Dower. Sacre with 7 points, 2 personal fouls. Rob has taken just 1 field goal in this game. All of his points coming from the free throw line. So he's 7 of 8.
Well, and that's a shame because he has demonstrated through this course of 6 wins being a guy that you can go to and touch. Let him have a touch.
Eric Waterford just hit his second 3-point shot. And it's back to 7. There's a bump on Gray.
Stevens got to lean in on that and draw the foul. Yep. That would have been 4 on Sigma, too.
6 on the shot clock. Gray's 3-pointer is short. Rebounded by Hannibal. Seems like you see that as Waterford drives and then kicks out. This is Rogers' drive. That was a wild shot. Got it back. Missed that. Tipped in by Hannibal and out.
Boy, Portland couldn't have gotten a better opportunity to knock the lead down to 5.
Yeah, where it hasn't been in a while.
Yep.
Zachary with a double team right there. Step out, kicks to the corner. Stockton 3. Got to have it. That's long. When your post is able to kick to the corner to an open 3, you got to hit it. Waterford off the glass. And Eric Waterford now heating up for Portland. This is a kid who's a 46% shooter from behind the arc. He's got a couple in this game, and they're coming at key moments.
Well, the big thing in the first half was the time or the possessions. The Zags had 5 more opportunities to shoot, and then also 10 free throws. Now it's flip-flopped on them. It's, the Zags are the ones with less possessions and opportunities to shoot.
Hannibal with a foul from behind. That's his 3rd personal foul, 5 on Portland. This is the closest this game has been since Gonzaga led it 9-5. Eric Waterford, the big 3. We've got a 5-point game in Spokane.
Next on FSN and FSN HD.
The song you want to hear tonight? I Like It by Enrique Iglesias. Thanks for texting in.
Come across.
Well, Portland starting this second half on a 22-9 run. Gonzaga scoring just 9 points. They've trimmed an 18-point lead all the way down to 5. Here are the results of your Direct Buy fan poll question. Direct Buy, locally owned and operated, providing access to a better life. The fans out there think it'll be Portland and St. Mary's giving Gonzaga the biggest challenge. Portland certainly stepping up to those numbers here in the second half, and now trail Gonzaga by just 5. And Gonzaga has missed their last 8 attempts from behind the arc. They're 6 of 21.
Yeah, 2 of the shots that Stevens had to take back there are like the shot clock running down. So the offense has become stagnant. Is basically what that when you got to throw up a shot at the end of the shot clock, and especially from where Steven was shooting from. This has not been a good offensive half.
And Olynyk misses both free throws. Gonzaga was 9 of 10 in that first half. Since then, they are 4 of 7 from the free throw line. And there's Sigma. Great feed from Stoll. And Portland now sensing blood in the water, trailing by just 3. Zachary calling for the ball and getting it. The double team came. Stephen Gray now driving with the left hand. Goodson changing the play. Portland on a 7-0 run. A lot of time to play. Stephen Gray driving off the glass. Big shot.
Oh, nice.
And Goodson creating the turnover. Sigma ran right into Waterford. Olynyk lay-in. Just like that, back to 7.
You know, Eric Waterford is looking at Luke Sigma, but my gosh, you don't dribble. You got to go. When you're dribbling the ball up, Sigma came up from behind him and knocked it away, and Meeks picked it up.
Waterford, that shot is short. Grabbed by Olynyk. Goodson pushing it hard. Left it for Gray. Into the corner. Olynyk will try the 3, and he hit it! And it's back to 10. I'm not sure Olynyk thought he had hit it when that ball left his hand. He was kind of leaning like, get in there.
Yeah, we had the angle that he had on the shot, and it was definitely one that you kind of were leaning to get the ball to go in. But it really turned bad when Waterford did not just take his man and go on the dribble. Sigma comes up and knocks it from behind him. Meeks picks it up to go along with the basket that Stephen Gray just made. Got him going.
Well, Portland had trimmed it to 5. Heads up, fans, your neighborhood supercuts and cost cutters family hair salons proudly sponsor the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Go Zags. Turnover, a couple of easy buckets. Olenek hits the 3, and just like that, back to 10.
Yeah,
Portland had Gonzaga right where they wanted them, Craig.
Yeah, I tell you, they were
bleeding.
They were doing everything they did. They had totally taken and changed the momentum of the game. But just like that, a couple of possessions go bad for the Pilots and good for the Zags. And the crowd that was actually dead and
right
thinking like, right back in it.
Gonzaga getting 29 points from their bench. Here's Waterford. Another turnover. Here's Harris. The run out. Oh, he's fouled from behind by Kramer Knutson.
Made a play on the ball, though, but I got to say, that was a pretty much of a hustle play as I've seen in all of college this year, because that right there would have brought this house down. Watch this. Getting ready and then made a play on the ball and took away a sure 2 points.
Sure did. Harris just 5 points in this game. He's taken just 4 shots. And with that, he hits his first free throw attempt.
Yeah, he hit the first shot of the game, a 3, in the transition kind of a situation. Got to find him more opportunities, don't you think?
5:35 to play. And it's back to 13. And a foul called on Rob Sacre. He just picked up his 3rd personal foul.
And you're saying, Rob, a little bit smarter player. You're, 35 feet from the basket guarding Luke Sigma. Like the fact that you're pressuring out there, but just don't reach. Don't go for that. Luckily, he's not in foul trouble, so you don't have to worry about what he did.
Sigma driving. Another whistle. And this foul is going to be on Stephen Gray. That'll be Stevens' first, and 17 fouls now on Gonzaga. Sigma 10 points, 4 assists, but also...
No, it's the 10 rebounds and 4 assists.
10 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 points.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got his 10 rebounds, though, that he averages. That makes him 12th in the nation.
Visit VerizonInsider.com/Gonzaga for a chance to win tickets to the Gonzaga St. Mary's game on January 27th. Verizon Wireless is the official wireless partner of Gonzaga. And Sigma hits them both. 73% shooter from the line. Now into double figures. Another double-double for Luke Sigma. And it's a 10-point game. Gonzaga on a 9-2 run.
We got Harris and Sigma. Stevens got to find a way to get it to him. Now Elias has to make a move.
Settles for the jump shot. Portland basketball.
And I think Elias, step away, survey what's going on. Did Sigma come with me or back off of me? He didn't really back off of him. I think you got to put an aggressive move to the basket and see if you can draw that 4th foul on Luke.
There's the lob. Mitrovic, nice catch. That shot is short, may have been deflected. Ball on the floor. Knutson tried to throw it off of Goodson. And it's Gonzaga basketball. Knutson was lying on the end line.
And it's funny, the baseline official didn't call it.
No.
The angle out here. But then again, he could have been looking at the action in his corner over there, and it could, it was easily to see. We could see that Knutson was laying on the baseline.
Goodson driving off the glass. Tipped back by Sacre. His first field goal of the game comes at a big time. 12-point Gonzaga lead with 4:19 to play.
Well, the Zags in this 6-game winning streak have done it on the defensive end, and they're doing it again right now. Portland cuts it to 5. Got it right back up to 12. Travel.
There's a travel. Another Portland turnover at a crucial moment. That's 18 turnovers now for Portland.
Yep. I don't know. You just can't teach or coach, but you can tell these guys, and you hear an announcer say it all the time, value the possession of the basketball. and make sure you know what you're doing. And that time, Waterford just didn't look like he had the confidence when he had the basketball. He's taken it a few times to the rim, but you shouldn't have to pick up your dribble where he was and travel with the basketball.
And remember those numbers shooting for Gonzaga in the first half. They were 50% shooting, better than 60 from behind the three. They're now 43% field goal shooting, 36% from behind the three. They have really cooled off here in the second half.
Yeah.
Well, Portland, as I said earlier, has lost 14 consecutive games to Gonzaga, 28 of their last 29. We have to go back to 2003 when the last time Portland won a game here in Spokane. And I think, Craig, we may have called that game back in 03. That's Pooh Jeter right there, now playing in the NBA with Sacramento.
Yep.
And that kid could play the ball.
He did. He got that. I remember that game. You're exactly right.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here. It may have been Koki Roshin playing on that team as well, if I remember right, back in 1993.
Well, you're a WCC.
Or back in 2003.
Yeah, you're the WCC guru. I mean, you know all the history of it. So I'm going to take your word for it that it was. And that I remember, though, Jeter just amazingly willing his team that night to a win.
That kid was 5'10" and could knock it down from anywhere. He'd go in there against Turiaf, he'd fire the three and make it. He was a really fine player for Portland. We're under 4 minutes to play now in Spokane.
Step through. That's it.
An 18-point halftime lead for Gonzaga was whittled all the way down, I believe, to 5.
56-51.
They've pushed it back to 12. Harris driving, spinning on Sikma, throws up the shot, missed it, ball loose, picked up Waterford. And now Portland on offense. Mitrovic wanting the ball. Steve right there defensively.
Right there, you're exactly right. There was no chance of him catching and shooting in that position.
Gonzaga's done a pretty good job this game on that. Ball knocked away, goes out of bounds with 13 on the shot clock. The possession stays with Portland. We'll handle that when we come back. 3:07 to play. Portland got it to 5. Gonzaga's pushed it back to 12. Big plays like this from Rob Sacre. We'll be right back.
Big three, huge night for Kelly in the second half, coming up with some big shots for the Zags.
And should correct myself, Portland actually got it back down to 3 points at 56-53 before Gonzaga extended it back out. Nice bucket by Waterford. With 3 minutes to play, it's a 10-point game.
And the tough part now, Portland only having one timeout left. And the possession arrow is in favor of GU. So it's going to be put on the players, basically, to get this
defensively.
done. Yeah.
They're going to create some turnovers and then hit their shots when they get it. A lot like Gonzaga did when they were able to push that lead back out when Portland had trimmed it to 3.
Now they got numbers. Knudsen went into the Zag bench.
A rock, open three-quarter, good. Back to 13.
Well, just enough to keep them at arm's distance. They don't want to have any letdowns now, but the energy has definitely changed in favor of the Zags.
Mitrovic, quick three, front of the rim. Loose ball, still loose. Dug out by Goodson. Goodson will slow it down now and play offensively.
Clock.
Got a foul called on Knudsen. That's his 4th, team 7th. So Goodson will shoot at least a free throw here.
Yeah, 1-1. And Meach doing all right for the year. 67%. He should be much better.
Missed it. The lead remains 13. Mitrovic working hard, trying to find space for a shot, and Arap really closing him down. And then Mitrovic hit the back of the backboard. Arap with some great defense there on that really dangerous shooter.
The length of Manny causes problems for everybody that he guards. I mean, at that time, his quickness stayed with Mitrovic and did not allow him to get anything outside the arc whatsoever.
Portland trying to trap the ball. Goodson, a great job to get the ball to Harris. Minute 44 now to play. Once Portland start thinking about either pressuring the ball or starting to foul, I mean, they're down by 13 with a minute 35 to play, Craig.
They're letting a lot of time get...
it's just ticking away here.
Yeah, I mean, 10 more seconds are going to go off.
I mean, really, Gonzaga doesn't need to score. I mean, they want to, but they've kind of earned their goal on that possession. And then they got it back off the Harris miss. Manny Arap, yeah, big offensive rebound there. And now they'll drain another 35. Portland gets the foul. Waterford on Goodson.
Well, Steven, Zag's doing a nice job. Steven is a 72% free throw shooter. You got to still take